What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period.
Period.
I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by one of our co-hosts, Lee. Lee, how you feeling, baby? Genevieve, Mother Vive is still here.
Mother Viva's still here. I'm living for that, Mama.
Period. Period.
Now, was it a good episode? I didn't
Yeah,
love the episode. You would say yes? It's a good episode?
I wouldn't say yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like at this point of the season, I'm just waiting to get to the end. Because I can just tell that they don't have a lot to put in these episodes. They really stretching them out, and that is making it not interesting to watch fully. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready to see who's gonna win this season.
Yeah, let's fast forward there. The crazy thing is they're adding an hour, or it's the pre-finale. The penultimate episode is going to be 2 hours, and then the finale is going to be 2 hours, and then it's going to be 14 episodes this season instead of 13. And it's like, stop dragging it, drag it less and less, like actually wind it back. Like, I don't know, I just can't do 90 minutes for 13 full episodes, which is 3 months. I don't need it personally. Let's keep things short and simple. People's attention spans are low nowadays. People have ADHD. Like, I don't know. Let's just wind it down. They're trying to drag it. So yeah, this episode was a drag. I was bored, no shade. So let's just get into it and then get out of it. Period. We gotta go eat. We gotta go cook. Like, and that's just that on that. That's just that on that. That's just that on that.
I
So
ate my
boom.
Thanksgiving food. Oh yeah, it's
Did you?
happy Thanksgiving to the girls.
Happy Thanksgiving to the girls who celebrate, because some people don't celebrate this. Because I asked Lee, I was like, Lee, what is this holiday again? And Lee was like, I don't know.
Look, this is just an excuse to be with your family, be off of
eat.
work, and eat some good ass food.
Oh, we're supposed to be thankful.
I'm not celebrating shit. I'm
We're
not
supposed to be
celebrating
thankful. What are you thankful
pilgrims. None of that, huh?
for? What are you thankful for? That's all that matters.
I'm thankful for you, my best good girlfriend, Pharaoh. I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful to the kingdom.
Boom.
No, like truly, because honestly, I wouldn't be doing anything else with my time if it wasn't for the kingdom. I spoke to my therapist about that today. So I really, really am thankful for y'all, because it kind of just gives me like, not like a purpose, but I've always really enjoyed reality TV, and like having a space to be able to talk about it with my best good girlfriend. It's fun, and the fact that y'all actually support us and y'all love us, like I love y'all too. Like, it's just, I love it. I love it. So I'm grateful for all of y'all, and I hope all of y'all have a great Thanksgiving.
I agree. I really do agree. We be getting some people be emailing us. Some people be now everybody don't go emailing now, but some people do be emailing us, and they be sending us heartfelt messages. We be reading y'all comments. There's literally comments we'll read, and then we'll send it to each other and be like, oh my God, look at this girl. And sometimes we don't even reply to the comment, but we see the comments, and it's like, oh, it feels so great. So I'm so thankful for you guys. I agree with everything Lee said. I'm thankful for Lee. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my I was gonna say my man, but that's not my man no more.
Girl, bet not be.
My man. I miss him. Anyways, let's get into the episode before I start crying. So we start off.
Lord, mind you, y'all, he crying over a red hatter. No, I'm gonna expose you, because crying over a red hatter is crazy.
Stop. That's not what happened. I posted on Twitter. If y'all follow me on Twitter, I posted on Twitter on that horrible November 4th day. What day was it? November 4th. I had to bow out of a relationship. I had to bow out of a relationship due to, disagreements with that day. And I just had to go. I had to leave. And this is, how they talk about like Stockholm and like bad situations, and how even though it's a bad situation, you could still mourn it. I'm still mourning that relationship, because even though I had to go and I put my foot down, I left, y'all. I ain't spoke to them since. It's been 23 days. I promise. It's hard sometimes, because it's like, damn, the dick was big. The body was tea, the face was beautiful, all of that. Like, I miss it. I do. I wanted it. I did. Anyways,
we don't have to explain yourself. We know you a bird.
I'm not a bird. I could be a bird. I should.
The girls at the kingdom who've been watching, they know. Y'all know what I know.
So this is my question, y'all. Kingdom. This is my question. It'll never give relationship, but let's say he like bend over. Like, I can't do. Okay. Anyways. So Sue is mad because she was the only one left out of the tribal council. She's the only one left out of the tribal council. Gabe went home. Her man, not her man, but her man.
That was her best friend. That was her good Judy in the game.
Yeah, that was her good Judy for real. So she is sad. She's distraught. And then also Caroline flipped on her. And she's also like a little bit hurt about that, as she should. Oh, NA said NA is thankful for Lee hitting those wicked notes. Lee, let's hear it.
I'll say it again, bitch. If you haven't seen Wicked, go see Wicked and Sting and Stan.
Because you've seen it twice now.
I've seen it twice.
It was good both times?
It was good with times.
I need to go
10
see
out
it
of 10.
Again. I need to go see the. Oh, speaking of Wicked, I did a review of Wicked on the Scripted Kingdom. Make sure y'all go to the Scripted Kingdom after this video. Shit, middle of the video. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this video. No, I'm playing. Go to Scripted Kingdom. Go to the Scripted Kingdom. Check out my Wicked review. It was a good movie. I had a good time reviewing it. All of that. So boom. Sue is still after Kyle though. She want his head on a stake real bad. I'm actually tired of the storyline.
It's just not good. It's like, girl, we get it. You're over him. Like the fact that he went home this episode and it wasn't any of her doing anyway. So it's just like whatever.
You just talking. And then why make it such a subject all season if she doesn't even have shit to do with him going home? Like, I don't get it. And then why do y'all keep doing this to some of the women players? They did it with Katura. They was doing it with Asia. They doing it with what's this lady name? Sue.
It's damn, like I can't imagine that that's only that they're talking about. Like, this is not an interesting storyline. Like, ooh, this one-sided beef. It's like I don't care.
Why is that a new theme? One-sided beef. Like, I don't give a fuck. So anyways, we move. She goes and she does talk to Caroline, and Caroline is of course trying to, mangle the relationship, rekindle it. Like, I don't know why Caroline did what she did to begin with. I feel like you could have just told Sue. I don't know if it's fear or what, but we just saw in Big Brother 4 for our Big Brother 4 rewind, Allison was afraid to tell other people how she was voting. And now we see here, Caroline is like acting like she's afraid to tell her allies. Just tell your allies how you voted.
I don't know why it's so hard. Like, even at the end of this episode, she was like, yeah, like, if we don't take out Kyle, then I'm going to have to blindside Sue again. And it's like, you don't have to do that. Just tell her. That's not where the votes are going. It's like similar to when Genevieve went against Teenie to get out Saul. It's like now Teenie is working against Genevieve and is trying to get her targeted on the low. It's like, why are y'all so gun-ho to go against allies? Like, just tell them. That way they're aware, because either you're going to lose them then, or you're going to lose them after. You might as well go into the vote with them knowing, because at least they'll be aware of what's happening. And I don't understand, like, the point to blatantly leave someone out of the vote and then try so hard after to get their loyalty. Like, I can't trust you.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense, because in real life, would you tell somebody? Would you rather somebody just steal from you, or would you rather them tell you, hey, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna snatch your shit? Like, I don't know. I want a heads up personally, whether I like what's happening or not. I'm gonna want a heads up for it. So I don't,
especially if we've been working with each other since the beginning of this game, like we've been in tandem. Like, I just don't understand the point of doing that. It's not smart, especially when, like, you don't gain much after doing the move. Like, Caroline did that move, and I'm like, how much better is your position relatively? Like, we did see this new alliance forming this episode, but I'm like, are you at the head of that group? Are you set up to be in the finals of that group? Or are you just being used by Rachel and Andy? You know what I mean? It's like, there was no real improvement. You just lost 2 allies in Gabe and Sue, and all of your power.
And she basically explains here that the whole move was just because she was insecure. Not insecure. I hate to use that word. But she said, I don't want it to seem like Gabe, I'm just doing whatever Gabe's doing. So I needed to make sure he went home. And it's like, that's it. Like, that's it. You just didn't want to seem like you were up under him. Like, if I'm playing a social strategy game, I want to seem like I'm up under somebody so I don't go home. I don't understand really the point. And then later on, she says the craziest thing about Genevieve, because she's like, yeah, it would actually be better if we keep someone who we think is a threat, because if you think that they're a threat and then they stay in the game, then you're capable of using them as somebody who's a threat in front of you, and you'll stay behind them. So you got to vote them out. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No shade, but Caroline was blowing me this episode. I don't know what she was talking about. I was very confused. Oh, they said we sleeping on Caroline.
I mean, I think
We not.
Caroline is an intellectual player. I think I don't know. Like, I can definitely see Caroline winning the game. I just think my issues with Caroline has been the fact that I feel like she's not really at the forefront of any of the moves, and she isn't really, from the outside looking in, seem to be gaining respect as like this player. Like, if right now she goes to Final 3, who does she win against? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the issue, especially with the way she's playing. And it's weird because it seems like she wants to play in this, or at least she thinks she's playing in this way where she's making her own moves and carving her own paths. But it's almost like, girl, the remote's not plugged in. Like, she made this Gabe thing such a like justifiable thing for her game, but no one thinks of you when they think of the Gabe vote. I don't. You didn't do anything for that. Like, you did, but it didn't matter. Like, why? I just don't get it. I don't get it. So after this,
I think because the logic in what she was saying was that keeping Genevieve in the game makes her a target in front of you.
Yes.
So I think that's a valid way of thinking for sure. I just think that at some point, if we're going towards the end game and we're keeping such a huge target in someone like Genevieve, then you're just helping them get to the end at that point. Like, are you going to have the numbers to take out this person when we get to that point? I don't know. Especially if like you're still looking for like shields. It's like, well, once again, your game is being covered by someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Rachel is a shield for her. Genevieve is a shield for her. Mm-hmm. Andy is a shield for her. But does she then get all of the respect when they're taken out? Can she take any of them out? I don't think that she can, you know, I don't think that she can win necessarily against them. So I'm really interested to see like how Carolyn's going to get to the end and if she has any big moves under her belt, because the Gabe move, like you said, that wasn't her move. No one's going to look at that move and say that was Caroline. So I'm like, are you going to do much more? I don't know. Like, she just hasn't been to me like this standout character, even though she's had a lot of like spotlight moments. It's like, it was weird to me. Like, she hasn't just been like, oh my God, Caroline. Like,
she hasn't done anything. Honestly, she truly just hasn't done anything. And there's no offense. I'm just not gagging personally. And I get the concept of wanting a threat to stay, but to me, it doesn't make sense when Kyle is the other option, because Kyle is the threat. Like, that's Kyle's whole thing. He is the biggest threat. So if your argument is a threat should stay, Kyle is the biggest threat. So I don't even understand why she brought it up when the options were Kyle or Genevieve. If she was going to bring something like that up, she should have been like, oh, let's target someone who's not like Rachel. Let's do a block. Like, she would bring up something real. No shade. I just felt like she was just talking. It was Kyle or Genevieve. Both are threats. They're both going to be threats ahead of you. Who gives a damn? And then she kind of just had this idea, but it just made me think of the whole Gabe thing, because it's like, you're doing a lot of exposition, but you're not really talking about nothing to me. No shade. And I do think she's smart, so I'm gonna get off of her, but we'll see if she wins. Next, Genevieve, Sam, and Kyle, they had a conversation, and basically, first we see Rachel. She goes and she talks to Andy and Teeny. Apparently, they kind of have a 3 thing going on. They make a final 3 in a way. They're locked in. Caroline and Sue come over and they're like, look, the 5 of us need to stick together and we can move forward. And they kind of all agree to just band against the other 3. So let me pull up the images for y'all. So the 5 on the top are making a group to go against the 3 on the bottom. Then we see the 3 on the bottom, which is Sam, Genevieve, and Kyle. They have a combo and they're basically clocking it. They're like, are they finna just link up against us? And it's like, they are.
Yeah, they clocked that really quickly.
They actually ate that up for sure. Shout out to Ryan Shorter. Ryan says, I want Andy to get... What? What?
Oh my God.
You know what's crazy? Like, I was like, oh, this is a real comment. They done paid for it. Is this what we do? Is this how you know what? I can't be mad at him. We started off talking about some crazy shit. Like, I can't be mad. Like, this is what we do. Damn, and I really put it on the jumbo. Let's move forward. So Andy does have a diary room next, and no shade. Same feelings as Caroline. You do a lot of womp, 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 womp. No shade, no shade, no shade, no shade. Because he had a diary room. He's like, ooh, I'm eating this shit up. I'm Rachel's number one. I'm Caroline's number one. I'm Genevieve's number one. Like, I'm all the number one. Like, I could just run the game. Like, I could do it. I
And it
could.
seems like, is this not like his 5th confessional saying that? Like, and like it's getting to the point where, like, I said this on the phone. If Genevieve does go home, I'm like, there's no way Andy wins this game because the quote unquote winner Edgic is like way too powerful. Like,
Yeah.
they have been shoving Andy down our throats this entire season, which I don't mind at all. Look, that's why I did that super chat. This is where's the problem.
No, Andy do be looking.
Andy looks great.
Andy looks gorgeous,
great for sure. But yeah, I just feel like, just like you said, similar to Caroline, there's not a lot of necessarily doing on his part. Like, of course, he's really safe, and we see him willing and dealing with all of these allegiances. But I feel like it's a lot of, yeah, I can take the game and put it in my hands. And this episode, we saw him actively try, and it didn't happen. So I'm like, that confirms to me, I do not think Andy is going to win this game. Only because I just feel like I said, the amount of content we got of him, it just feels so overwhelming that it can't be the winner, because it's like, that would be so obvious. Like, damn, like, y'all really made him the main character since day one.
Kingo says, it's like, damn, you know, we just, with this, let me say what he says. He said, Andy is like Xander 2.0. Before I get into that conversation, I want to say, that just remind me, they gave Liana the obsessed fucking arc as well, and just made her super obsessed with Xander. Why did they do this to the girl? Stop doing that. But what I was gonna say is, Andy is like this new era third kind of no vote finalist where they big them up so huge and then they lose, and it's like, not they lost. They did it with Caroline. Is her name Carolyn? From Jam Jam season, bigged her up bad. She lost. No, like 1 vote in the final. I'm like, damn, that's it. Yeah. And then they did it with they're doing it with Andy. We kind of saw them do it with Jake from Couture season. Jake kept getting so much fucking shit. I'm like, what are you doing? They did it with Xander. They did what's that other boy who I hate? Owen. Like, they keep bigging them up, and then you start realizing, wait, nothing they're saying matters. And it's not till the end of the season where you're like, they've been saying so much shit, and none of it ever mattered. And I feel like that's what I'm getting from Andy. I'm not gonna lie. Now, if he wins, he wins. I would love it. I love Andy. Like him. Beautiful gowns. Fun character. But I'm not seeing it. No shade. So after this, Lee, we get another journey.
Yeah. The journeys are never. Anytime I hear a journey, I'm just like, okay.
Let me go tweet. Let me get on my phone real quick. Let me check my emails. Because what the fuck? But we get a journey, and a boat pulls up, and basically they were like, some of them didn't even want to go. Only 2 people really wanted to go, which was Genevieve and Kyle, because they're at the bottom of the fucking tribe. And Rachel has a diary room, and she's like, I didn't even want to go because I already have, my idol. I'm good in the hood, but Erica ain't. But I felt like I should put my hand in as well, because I don't want Genevieve or Kyle to have an advantage. They don't need one. So she ends up. Or Sam, none of them. So they end up putting their hands and drawing rocks, and Rachel ends up getting the rock that is purple. So she goes on the journey. We see at the journey.
She really ate that. Like, she really was like, veto, bitch.
She did eat that. Exactly.
None of y'all getting this shit.
Ryan said, I'm not pulling it up this time. Okay, it's not that bad. Ryan says, is y'all on Blue Sky yet? Well,
we do have a Reality Kingdom account on Blue Sky. Just type in the Reality Kingdom. Boom. Now, are we that active on Blue Sky? Not necessarily. No. I feel like, for me personally, I'm waiting to make a personal account until I just see how active people are going to actually be over there. Because so far, I've seen a lot of people still on Twitter, and I remember people did this with Threads, and then Threads went nowhere. Yeah. So I feel like around BB season, if it's giving Blue Sky is where everyone's at tweeting about the season, then I'll definitely make that move. But for now, no shade. I'm not the hugest fan of Blue Sky. I just don't like the interface. I don't love the timeline of it. But I understand the reason why everyone wants to make this move. Like, if everyone's really going to stay solid and move over there, I will do it. But it seems like the girls are staying or still on Twitter, but then also on Blue Sky, and then coming back to Twitter. So I'm like, girl, which one is we gonna be at?
Right. Y'all need to lock in. If y'all gonna lock in, lock in. Y'all can even lock in with this vote, this election vote. So I need y'all to lock in and actually go to blue sky, and then we'll go to blue sky. No shade, no shade, no shade. So boom, we go to the journey, and Rachel, she did eat this up, by the way. She did, especially because she ended up getting it. So it's this puzzle, and then it's time. She got to complete the puzzle. If she completed the puzzle, she get the advantage. She completed the puzzle. She got the advantage. Period. The advantage was, what was it? You can secretly block a vote.
Mm-hmm.
What did we say about these damn votes? That's the only purpose of this show. That's what makes this show what it does. And she can use it all the way at top 6. Imagine that top 6. She blocking a vote. She idling other bitch. Like, she got all of these things. Sue there, she used her idol. Now, Suri gotta go home. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it.
I'm over it. The extra vote, the vote steal, the vote block, I'm just done with all of it. I really am. I feel like this episode for me really showed that Rachel is winning this game. I think that Rachel is going to be the winner of Survivor 47, especially because she does have her idol, and now she has this advantage. I'm like, how does she?
And she's good at immunities.
Yeah, like how did she not get to top 4 at least? And if she's in top 3, like I think that she kind of got it for sure against anyone here.
Mm-hmm. And then this next scene, we see that she is strategically positioned in the best position. Something that I thought Caroline would have did, since she had all that smoke to get out. Gabe, something I thought Genevieve would have did because she had all that smoke to get out. Saul, like the girls are doing all these arbitrary
Genevieve
moves.
and Caroline gave up their positions to Rachel.
Yep.
That's how I see it.
Literally, that's exactly what the fuck happened. And both of them clocked that Rachel was a threat. And they was basically like, let's get our own tribe. Even though Rachel's a threat. And then boom, Rachel's eating y'all up. Because Rachel not doing that dumb shit. God. So we go back to the tribe, and Rachel lies in front of everyone. And it's like, oh, I lost the challenge. Oops. And then she pulls Sue and Caroline aside. And this is when we're like, oh, okay, she kind of has a 3 with Sue and Caroline too, huh? And they started off and they were just talking openly. And then by the end of it, like, it was very clear Sue, Caroline, and Rachel have a 3 kind of thing. And then, of course, she has her 3 with Andy and Teenie. So basically, she tells Sue and Caroline, hey, I'm telling y'all first. I just want y'all to know. But I also think I should tell Teenie and Andy so that way they vote with us. And, we can use them as numbers. And it's really the 3 of us. And it's like, whole time.
Tell them anyway. Because I feel like that's her real final 3, but it really just goes to show like how well she set up, especially when Sue was telling her like, I had trust in Gabe because he told me about his beware advantage, and you doing this now with this advantage, it makes me want to trust you the same way. So I feel like Sue is going to be a loyal ally to Rachel.
Yep.
And then she also has Andy and Teenie, and then also I feel like Sam is someone who will still work with her if he needs to. Genevieve, I mean, she really doesn't have any power on the tribe anymore. So I'm like, she's also someone that can be used and malleable. So I just feel like Rachel at this point has the best connections on the tribe all around.
Yep, I agree. So this is what happens. She tells them, and then she goes and tells Andy and Teenie. And basically, we see that she's set up in between these 2 trios. And all she got to do is take out Kyle, Genevieve, and Sam, and she's done. And really, like you said, she has this relationship with Sam. So even that is good. She's in an amazing position. So after this, we see Genevieve go to Rachel. That's another thing. Genevieve goes to Rachel this episode for her help. So clearly Rachel is still open.
Because Mother knows what Mother is. Okay.
She knows who to go to.
I'm just so upset that we couldn't have both of them mothering at the same time. Like, because Genevieve, like, especially this episode, I gained back a lot of my love for her because she lost me on the soul vote. She did. Because where she's sitting at right now in the game is what I saw for her if she took out Saul. Yeah. Now she's at the bottom of the goddamn tribe. And it's like, I just wish that, like, maybe she didn't do that, maneuvered a little bit differently, because Rachel versus Genevieve, like, battle arc would have been really, really interesting. But unfortunately, we don't get that. But Genevieve, look, she know when to go and grovel. Okay, she had to go and kiss the ring real quick because she ain't want to go home.
We haven't had a good tug of war in a minute on Survivor. I mean, I guess a little bit on 41, but
Girl,
not
I hate to bring it
really.
up again, but that's why I love that Survivor Australia season,
Yeah.
Titans versus Rebels. I mean, the amount of rivalries that they formed, and it quite literally 2 of the biggest rivalries in the season were in top 6 together.
Damn.
Because like the way it happened is that they kept going after like the quote unquote second in commands
Yeah.
instead of the actual main target, and that just makes Survivor so fun because it's like, who's gonna get the leg up? Who's gonna get the leg up? And I feel
Mhm.
like not that that's what Survivor is missing, because I don't necessarily want the season to focus on one direct person, but I feel like a lot of times with the new era seasons, it's like we'll go episode after episode after episode, and there's no clear path as to like how these people got taken out.
Yeah.
Really, it just
I
feels like
agree.
people are being eliminated by like happenstance.
I
Sometimes
agree.
it's like so I don't know. I just
The
feel like
editing is
there is no
bad.
linear path to the end, and we have all of these people who are like these big characters, and they go home in like these anticlimactic ways, like Gabe, because it's like everything feels so fucking random.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I don't know. I guess that just has to do with the editing. Like I just wish I guess they focused on a storyline a little bit.
Yeah.
But maybe I watched a lot of Australia, and I'm hooked to that type of editing because they definitely stick to a storyline.
Yeah. I think it's a combo of bad editing and bad gameplay because like what I would have preferred is to knew Genevieve didn't like Saul. If we saw diary room after diary room of Genevieve saying, I'm gonna take out Saul as soon as I can get him. I'm gonna take out Saul as soon as I can get him. And then she took out Saul. It's like that's the storyline. We've been following it since Rome got out, and we get to see her fulfill it. Same with Caroline. If we saw more, because she said it once or twice. But if we saw a consistent story arc of her having this one-sided beef, that's the thing, y'all show one-sided beefs with Sue and Kyle all season, and it doesn't matter.
Even matter
So,
because
so
Sue
why
isn't the
not
one who
so
take out Kyle.
you should have showed Caroline's one-sided beef. You should have showed Genevieve's one-sided beef because they actually took them out. It's like they edited it weird. And then also, like I said, bad gameplay. It's not interesting to see somebody have a one-sided beef, even if they take them out. No shade. Like it's never really interesting because you sound stupid because they're not worried about you. So the bad gameplay plus the one-sided beefs, it's like, and then the editing. So I think they just need some help all around. Somebody need to retire. I don't know who it is. I won't name names, but we.
Say a name, Demi. Say a name.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So Rachel, I mean, Genevieve goes to Rachel and she tries to pitch to vote somebody off. Rachel playing in her face, and Genevieve was like, well, maybe we can get out one of the goats, basically, like one of the people who are just going to be a guaranteed spot in final 3 and they're going to lose because everyone's going to take them, like Andy or Sue. And it's like, oh, not Andy and Sue, is duds for real. Like, not everybody on the island thinking
I'm really interested to know how true is this Genevieve diary room, I guess, in comparison to everyone else. If what Genevieve is, because the way she said it was that this is what people on the tribe are saying. This is people are bringing Andy and Sue to the end because they think they're going to be easy to beat. So if this is what people are saying, then Andy is definitely not winning. And it's like, but that's another thing too, and it's kind of on the editing. If Andy isn't winning, why are we getting so much Andy?
Why are we getting so much Andy?
Especially because it's not like Andy is like orchestrating any major move, at least so far. So I'm like, why is that? If the tribe is seeing Andy as a GOAT, why are we seeing so much of him as a?
Why aren't we seeing him as a GOAT?
Weird.
It feels weird. If they think he's a GOAT, we should be seeing him as a GOAT. If they think Sue is a dud, we should be seeing Sue as more of a dud. Like it should match up. Whoever
like never the perspective of the people on the show. It's always like what the edit is showing. Like they're more focused on the characters, I think, rather than the game sometimes. So it's like, oh, this is an interesting character, so let's just make sure we give them all of this edit instead of like I said, the linear path towards the end game. Because if he isn't going to be the eventual winner, it's like we're getting a lot of Andy saying a lot of stuff that just basically doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah. Child. So after this, Rachel tells Andy. And Andy's like, if that's the case, Genevieve can go to fuck home since she's saying my name, and put a pin in that because he tries. We go to the immunity challenge, and it's the one where they have to stack the letters, and then they have to use the rope to walk back, and da 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 da. To me, this one isn't fun. It's not fun to watch. I think it would be fun to play. I think it would be fun to play, but it's just long. People be dropping all the time. All of that. But Lee,
And I
you
was gonna say this is why I like this one. It's really interesting, and it kept me on the edge. Like when Rachel was walking back and Kyle was on her ass, I was like, Rachel, don't drop, Rachel. And also, I like this one because like it's something that I feel like I wouldn't be able to do. So like when I get to watch people do stuff that like I feel like I'm not able to do, it's like
I see
really
what you're
interesting to
saying.
me. Because this one will be hard. I mean, they have to be out there for hours because the little bit of movement will drop that thing. And people were just dropping back to back to back. Like I feel like this would be really, really annoying to do.
Child, so we get through it, and Rachel ends up winning the immunity. So 3
This
for
is
3
her
this episode,
episode.
really. This is her episode, baby. She has all of the power in the tribe, and then she has an idol, and then she has an advantage. And it's all lasts to top 6. I think the idol lasts to top 5, the advantage lasts to top 6, and now she has immunity and she's going into the top 7. Baby, when she gonna go home? Like, y'all can't get her out if y'all want to.
Girl, the girl's crown is shaking. Okay, Mother
Yeah.
Vive, girl, get your crown back because
Please pick it up.
Rachel then snatched it and robbed you, girl.
Real
She
bad.
left Genevieve in the ditch somewhere.
Real bad. So they go back to camp, and it's very simple, especially considering that Kyle actually goes. Everyone is basically just like, Kyle got to go because he's finally lost immunity. We have Rachel kind of say how maybe this is a time to take a shot at somebody else. And then we see Sam and Genevieve try to pitch, well, maybe Teeny, they're like, Teeny, maybe would you be open to voting someone else like Sue or just someone else?
He said, I'm not doing that.
He said, mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And it's like, yeah,
No.
Genevieve, you don't have any working relationship with this girl anymore because you played in her face.
For no reason. Child, we see Kyle. He allegedly tries to play the game. No shade. He goes to Andy and he's
Leave Kyle alone. Now, I will say, I always get scared with archetypes like Kyle because I think back to Fabio, where like in Nicaragua, he just kept winning competition after competition. He won his way to the end and won the whole goddamn thing. That has happened before in Survivor. And Kyle, he kept mentioning, he's the family man. People are really scared about that. I don't know if he had actually won his way there that they wouldn't have respected him enough to give him a win. So like I'm kind of happy that he went home because I don't really ever respect that type of game necessarily. Like I want to see the best strategic and social player win, not just someone who can win competitions. But definitely he tried to go to work. He tried to say something, which is better than just sitting there.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. And then this is when we see Andy do his big pitch. He does the math in the diary room, and he's like, technically, because it's a 50-50 chance. First of all, the math was wrong. I don't think the math was right.
I was going to ask you this: is this math correct? Like, what was he saying?
It was like a probability concept. He was like, the probability of Kyle actually winning all of the rest of the immunities is like 6% or something like that. And that's not true. That's not true. And that's why Caroline was like, that's not true. That's not true. Because first of all, when it comes to probability, if you're actually flipping a coin, sure, you can actually predict the percentage. But Kyle winning immunities over and over again isn't a coin flip. He's better than you. He's better than all of y'all. So that was already wrong. But even when it came to the percentages, I don't even think the percentage was right. Because he was doing a 50-50, but it's not a 50-50 because it's 7 of them in the tribe. So if anything, it would have been 1 out of 7 and then 1 out of 7. Girl, it was wrong. So he pitches the idea to Caroline.
Yeah, that analytical shit wouldn't have worked with me. And I think that's basically what Caroline was saying. Like, no, like some people would still say that's too risky. He's like, it's not risky. It's a 1 in 7 chance. And she's like, no. So I would think that's too risky. Like, no.
It was I didn't even like the argument was bad. Like, if you're trying to just convince them to vote out Genevieve, I feel like that you'd be better off saying she's gonna slide by and win. You'd be better off saying she's controlled all of these votes and no one has picked her off. If we don't take her out, when is she going to go home? When will it be her turn? Is it really gonna be Genevieve next, or is it gonna be Sam? And then she's gonna slide by again. And then by that point, it's the top. Like, he had a way better argument. Kyle isn't smarter than, like, Kyle might be better at the challenges, but at the end of the day, none of us are voting him to win. He's not going to beat us in the end. Genevieve is a real threat. Like, there were so many better reasons, and then he didn't give them.
Especially when he gets this huge diary room every episode saying how he has the best social connection in the tribe. He
Ooh,
can make
gaga.
anything happen, and
And
then no one listens to what him throwing out Genevieve.
I will say one of those diary rooms, it was some Dodo music. And I was like, it was like 2 episodes ago. I was like, ooh, this isn't like
But
positive.
that's what's so annoying because it's like if Andy gets to the end and he doesn't win, he's a 0 vote finalist, or he goes out in fire making. It was only Genevieve's confessional saying that people see him as a GOAT. And that's one confessional after like episode on episode of positive Andy content. So it's just like I said, it's just shocking to me that they are choosing to edit him in such an overarching way if he doesn't win.
Yeah. So we'll have to see on that one. Boom. We go into tribal, and basically Caroline is like, I hope they don't vote out Genevieve because I feel like she needs to stay another round so she can be a GOAT. And Andy
so she got her way this round.
Well,
this is what she wanted. I mean,
what she wanted occurred for sure. So
I don't want to hate on Caroline because the Caroline stand's gonna jump us.
No, it's no hate. But what she wanted did happen because she didn't want Genevieve to go, and Genevieve did not go. Kyle was still the one who got voted out, and he's out of here. And we're moving on to the top 7. Yeah, to the top 7. So we winding down, y'all. We getting towards the end because the finale be like 5 fucking people. So we almost here. What is it? 3 more episodes?
I do want to discuss this a little bit because Breakfast says that I think they really want Andy to look like his game was misunderstood so he can be on 50 with some storyline. I was saying this earlier, and it's no offense to Andy because I actually do love Andy. If Andy were to win Survivor 50, 100%. If Andy does not win, he should not be on Survivor 50. This is Survivor 50. This should be bigger than Winners at War as far as the type of cast that they're getting. You shouldn't be getting any person that wasn't straight up dominating their season in some type of strategic or social way. I'm sorry. This needs to be legends and mothers only. And Andy is not that if he does not win. You know what I mean? I think a winner can easily just fit into that category because they won the game. Not a lot of new era people stick out to me in that way. Like, I think because this is 50, there should be no randoms. Like, I remember when they randomly got No Shade, Haley, and Worlds Apart. Worlds Apart was the most thrown together cast in history. It cannot be like Worlds
Apart. That was a thing, Worlds Apart.
Not Worlds Apart.
Oh, Game Changers.
Game Changers. When they got Haley from Worlds Apart and they put her in Game Changers.
It was
Game Changers is the most randomly thrown together returnee cast in the history of any reality show. They made up anything to make Game Changers a cast. I don't want that. It needs to be Heroes versus Villains-esque. It needs to be I'll take second chances. It needs to be Winners at War. It needs to be the big girls. Yeah. I don't want Andy. I don't want some people said Rome. Some people said Q from last season. I don't know. I don't think any of them are worthy to be on it. The only new era people that I think of is Winners.
All the winners.
And my mind go to Shan.
Boom.
Or Omer. Boom. Or Jesse Carla.
I would be okay with Carolyn from Jam Jam season. She was eating that shit up. But that's it. The 5 of them.
Yeah.
5 people.
Like, but she's a winner. She won any winner from the new era. I see.
Yeah, any winner work.
There's not like I've seen a lot of names get thrown out, and it's like girls.
Like no shade in the chat. Venus, she can stay home, and it's no shade. But this is the issue. I was telling you
back for a season. There needs to be another second chances, another All Stars for the new era, a Heroes versus Villains for the new era. But Survivor 50. No, we don't. I just see those all as secondary people, in my opinion.
That's the issue. They should have already had a returning season for the new era. My theory always was, and they should have listened to my theory, was that 49 was going to be an all-stars for the new era. And then those legends were going to go on 50 to be the legends because you just ate up all-stars of the new era. It makes no sense to me that we're getting a returnee season before we get a new era's returnee season. Like, it doesn't make sense to have this whole new era and then not give this new era an all-stars.
Yeah.
What was the point? You wasted my fucking time. You changed the format. You've been doing the same shit for 9 seasons, and then you don't give them an All-Stars. I don't have. It makes no sense to me that 49 is not All-Stars for the new era, or 48, or whatever they want to do. There should have been an All-Stars one of these seasons, and then we can have 50, and then 50 can actually have, you know, all the it girls. So I don't personally get it, but we move forward. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Some girls in the chat say it could be second chances again.
They're
I wouldn't mind another
insinuating second chances.
If it's second chances, then we should be voting again. Period.
Oh, I do.
I don't trust them to make a cast. I do not trust them to make a cast. 50 is such a milestone. This has to be huge. And like some of the names like I said, I've been seeing floating around. I'm like, girl,
I'm not gagging.
And to be fair, I get it. No one necessarily wants to see Boston Rob play again. I mean, no one really. I don't care to see Tony play
I don't want to either.
Now, will I see Parvati and Suri again? I would.
I would always see them.
I would always take them. You can put them on every season. Sandra, every season, and I'll be tuned in. But I just feel like I want to see this cast and think, oh my God, y'all got legends after legends after legends. And I just fear that it's going to be a lot of Kayas on that cast. And I'm like, Kayas for Survivor 50? Like I said, it's getting very much Haley Ford on Game Changers. Like, why is she here? Why is Sierra Dawn Thomas here? Why it was some randoms on Game Changers for real. Caleb Reynolds was there. Woo! Okay.
I will say, I like the idea of second chances because no shade. After they bring back somebody 50 times, even though they're a legend, I am kind of tired of it. I am going to be excited to see everyone we see on 50 is going to be someone who's only played once. I will be excited for that. And it makes having some of these new era people more likely because it's like, you know, it's not really legends. It's just second chances. So I would like that. Someone asked, who are some people you would like? I would really like Chrissy Hoffbeck. She's one that came to my mind. She's only played one time. Apparently on that season, Devin, I think he got 4th. I would like Rick Devins. He only played one time.
Yeah.
I love a lot of people from Gen Z versus Gen Z. Millennials versus Gen X. What the fuck is this fucking season? Yeah, Millennials versus Gen X. I liked a lot of those characters for sure. Christian, Hubecki, Davey, Gabby.
The chat said Angelina. Yeah.
Angelina. I would take Natalie Napalm.
A lot of the Gen X versus Millennials. Wait, what's the name of that one?
Yeah, Millennials versus Gen X.
Gen X. And then the David versus Goliath cast. A lot of those people weren't able to come back, and I would like to see them come back.
I would like to see a lot of them. I'd be actually that one problematic season can be a chop if they want it to be a chop. Because I did like some of those characters. What season was that? Island of the Idols.
Yeah, Island of the Idols.
Island of the Idols, where they had that scandal. I did actually like a few of those characters, but they had that big scandal, and it was given like that's kind of a tainted cast. We don't talk about that cast, so I wouldn't be surprised if they skipped over it, like BB been skipping over BB15 and shit like that. But they had some good players.
They need to get this Miss Natalie Napalm.
Did you hear a rumor about a celebrity on 49?
Who?
I didn't, but I don't be gagging about the celebrities because wasn't like one of them celebrities, Mike
White.
Didn't
he like create White Lotus or something?
He created an entire show. He's like a full director or something like that. I loved Karishma.
He did.
I like Kelly
on the White Lotus.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, he created it. He created that show. Ooh. Go, okay, so Mike White. No, he's
genuinely famous.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a famous person on this season, the podcaster who everybody knew but me.
And that's why, like the famous people they be getting, it don't be gagging me necessarily. Yeah. I would love for like a full celebrity season of Survivor though. That would be festive.
That would be festive. Jeff said he's never doing it because
he's boring as fuck, and I'm sick of him. Why is he making the decisions?
Oh my!
Like,
I did say somebody needs to retire.
What do you mean you don't want a hero versus villain season? You mean the best version of the
No, there should be no villains on Survivor 50. It should just be fun people who are all there to have fun. Like, what happened? Anyways, let's get to these motherfucking tiers. Oh, Gabe is gone. We gonna remove him.
Yeah.
Kyle, I'm not gagging.
Yeah, we really can chop, girl.
He really got the top for me.
Her game was 100%. His game was 100% contingent on winning, and he couldn't do it, and then he went home.
Yep. Next, Sue. That's a chop for me personally. Now let me stop. I can keep her in child. She's just not really moving up for me. She was Gabe's understudy, and now she went to Rachel and said, "I'm your understudy now. I will do everything you want."
She
My
got her
mother.
idol.
She still has her idol. But she's also confirmed a goat, at least by Genevieve, who's likely going to be a juror. No shade to her, but she's confirmed a goat, so that's not good. Like it's not good to have her. Yeah, I can't move her up. Sam, he didn't do shit this episode.
Sam ain't doing nothing but having a pretty face at this point. Like he got blindsided and just been flailing around ever since. Like Sam is really just there, girl, because ain't nobody listening to him. Ain't nobody going with his agenda. He's just there. Yeah. Oh, the girl is saying Sue is a chop.
Sue gotta go down. Sue is a chop.
Sue chop.
Gabe did go home. We didn't allocate for that. Gabe went all the way home, and she was on the wrong side of the boat.
And that's when we put her in child.
That's when we put her in child. We should have put her in chop. Why we didn't do that? We was being nice.
But she got her way this round a little bit. Kyle went home. So.
That was a bad move. Kyle didn't care about
her.
The
girls are saying Sam needs to be below Sue. I mean, he's not in the new alliance.
He's not in the new alliance. He doesn't have an idol. He do need to be below Sue. Very true. Caroline.
Now this is a hard one, and I want to get in the group. And the thing is, like, genuinely, like, if there's someone who feels like Caroline needs more credit or feel like Caroline's playing a good game, I could see that. I feel like Caroline is one of those hard archetypes where it's like I can't fully tell if she's giving potential winner or just flame out, because she gets a lot of spotlight moments. She has a lot of moments that she seems to be aware of the tribe. I know someone in the chat earlier said she's been safe the entire merge. And we've mentioned that before in pre-merge. Her safety ability. Like, she clearly has a social game to where people are not threatened by her. And they don't feel like she can need to be a target. But I think that's just my main issue. It's like, are they not threatened by her because they don't see her as an issue? As if they're not gonna vote her to win. Like, she's not a threat because I'm not scared of being in the end game with her. You know what I mean? Or is it because her social game is just so good that everyone loves her? Like, I don't know which one it is, and I feel like I'm leaning towards you're just not threatening, so no one is worried about you. And like, that's my problem, because if you're not, there's not that much game left. And it's like, if you're not able to make that big move to really give yourself a resume builder, I don't feel like Caroline has the resume to stack up against most people here. Like, I think it takes a very specific end game, and I don't think that she's leading a game to the end to get specific people in it that would give her the win. So I don't know. I think I wouldn't put her in child anymore. You know, she is in the majority alliance. She wanted Kyle to go home. Kyle went home for sure. So I'm feeling mid.
I think mid as well. I think I think she is good at social positioning. Maybe, like, you know how Michelle, Michelle, the winner of the season that Aubrey should have won, no shade. You couldn't really tell. You can't really tell if someone's a good social player or if they're good at social positioning. It's kind of like something you have to decipher. I think Caroline's that type of player. I could see if Caroline came back, she would once again make it towards the end of the game because she's good at social, maneuvering and staying low key. I could see if she got on a challenge, she would do what Michelle does and kind of like make friends with everyone and you don't really notice. So I do think she's good at that. But does that make her good at Survivor? I don't think so. She makes bad moves. Taking out Gabe was a bad move, period, point blank. She blindsided Sue, and she was potentially going to do it again if her alliance just decided against her, period, point blank. If someone more convincing than Andy wanted Genevieve to go, they probably would have went, and Caroline probably would have voted with them, and she probably would have blindsided Sue, because we saw last round she blindsided Sue just to take out Gabe. So it's like, stuff like that doesn't make me convinced that she's a good player. So it can't go higher than mid right now for me. No shade. Next is Mother Vive. Ooh, I'm gonna say it. Mother Vive is in a terrible position. She was the other vote 2 times in a row, and it's all because of herself. She decided to give away all of her power in the game by voting out Saul and blindsiding Teeny. And now no one wants to work with her. The only people who are working her with Sam and Kyle. Kyle went home. Sam is a very individual player. She don't have nobody moving forward. Everybody thinks she's a threat. No one really wants her to get to the end. She's pissing people off because now Andy knows she threw his name out there. Sue knows she threw her name out there. So for me, it's a chop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, a chop. Oh, like I see the argument. Unfortunately, I see the argument. But
when will we punish her for her bad move? When she goes home?
Have to, when she goes home.
So she'll be at the bottom of child for me.
I do agree with the bottom of child. I
Like,
do. We saw in the preview that she gonna be making a fake idol, so maybe she got
you got when you get to the point of making a fake idol, it's over for you, baby. Your fire is out. It's just the spark later. It's just
then Sky Corbin in the chat, period, making it rain. They said Rachel, Andy, and Teeny really fighting for the win edit. LOL, Mother Vive is out the door, child.
Like literally everything is out there. You know how she has that long flowing hair? Her whole body is out the door. It's just one strand of hair just staying in. Like it's bad.
She can have a comeback.
I think she could too. I really love her.
I would love if she get to get one more move in type shit. Like I would hate if she just kind of goes. Like I'm hoping that she can get one more, just like, yeah, Genevieve, you're that girl, okay? Because I feel like it was kind of like an energy thing, especially when we got that shift when she helped take out Kashan.
Yeah.
But after that, like after the Saul move, I feel like it's just been downhill. It's like, girl, like I want you to have that next moment because I do really, really like her.
Yeah, me too. Next is Teeny, still not gagging. No, not many thoughts. Actually, didn't really do anything. Voted with the group, is in the group, has a final three with Rachel, but Rachel got a whole nother final three without her. I'm just not gagging. No need to move them. No need to not move them.
Yeah, I'm fine with them staying in that spot. Like at this point, like I agree with the winner edit thing. I feel like they have a very consistently positive spotlight on them. I just feel like it's kind of similar to Andy's, where I'm like, you just lose. You just gonna lose, aren't you? You know, I don't
know. Next is Rachel. We know where the fuck she's going.
That's a mother.
It took some time. It took some time.
We was holding back. It was a few of y'all in the chat that was like, Rachel is that girl. It was a few people in the chat that was like, Rachel need to be moved up. And we was like, I don't know.
She still doesn't. She doesn't. And what I'm realizing is she doesn't play the way that I want or expect her to play. You know, I like somebody who gonna take control and really run the game. You know, I love a good D. You know, I love a good, I'm going to run a vote. I love even what Genevieve was doing. I'm going to flip the vote. Rachel just simply doesn't play like that. No matter how much she might want someone out, it's clear that she's not the type of person to compromise her game to take somebody out, which is the smartest way to play the new era for sure. You do not need to be Genevieve. Taking out somebody who you randomly feel like is a threat, whether they are a threat, whether they're not a threat, you don't need to be that girl. You need to be focused on positioning yourself well, and that's what she's doing. And she's collecting these awards, what do they call advantages, and she's moving forward. So that's my mama.
She's I think Rachel is the winner, like for sure.
Yeah, the edit, the way she's playing, all of it, it all makes sense. Now, somebody in the chat said, Lee, why was Andy a mother?
He had a really good last episode. I mean, he was at the top of the game. Basically, everything he explained this episode, we didn't see any evidence against that. And it seemed like everyone was kind of flailing around except him. And honestly, I would still make a case for him to be at least in camp after this episode, because I do think there's some truth to what he's saying about him being aligned with everyone. And it is really proactive on his part, at least from what we're seeing. Like, unlike Caroline, and I feel like it's because of the edit, we don't see Caroline having all of these social connections. We don't see her having the confessionals breaking down how she's speaking with everyone on the tribe. We have to like get hints of it. With Andy, they seem to show us how quote unquote good his social game every episode. We see him be able to talk strategy with everyone in the camp. So I feel like Andy is still someone who is well regarded. I feel like for some reason he's not going to win it. I don't know why.
They see him as a GOAT. Genevieve said it.
And Genevieve did say that. So I'm like, I don't know if that should bring him lower only because we haven't seen too much evidence other than what Genevieve have said. But I
Mm-hmm.
also can see personally where I'm like, I don't think he's winning it. I don't think he's going to be the
Yeah.
person that win it all. So I'm like, I don't know. But from what we've seen, I feel like I can't bring him lower than Camp. Like he's able to, like I said, have a social and strategic connection with everyone on the tribe. It's
I
honestly
agree.
shocking that he doesn't win, especially if he makes 103. I'm hoping he does get cut by fire because his game seems really fucking good unless the editors are just fucking with us.
It's but perception really is just reality. He is playing very good, but at the end of the day, if no one thinks that, which we don't know because they're not showing anyone's
And
perspective on
Genevieve
Andy,
clearly doesn't think
and
it.
Genevieve doesn't get it, and Sierra don't like his ass, then when he gets to the end, no matter how well he was playing, if they don't believe he was playing that well, he's just a liar to them. And it's like, okay, now you're just making shit up. Like I remember there was one tribal council and they were like, you're just making shit up. Like, oh, that didn't happen. You didn't do that. And it's like they were trying to say everything they did and no one was believing it. Or even when Adam won over Hannah on Millennial Gen X, whatever season that was, Hannah was trying to claim all these moves, and they were like, Hannah, you wasn't doing that. When Aubrey lost to Michelle, the jury was like, we didn't know Aubrey was doing all that. Yeah. So I could definitely see that fate for Andy. It's like he can claim all he wants, but at the end of the day, people are going to be like, girl, you wasn't doing all that. We knew Rachel was mother since, because everyone thinks Rachel is a good player. And perception is reality. So when she gets there, if he's sitting next to her, we thought Rachel was a good player since we got to merge. We always thought you were a bad one. So I don't believe you. So I think that could be his fate, and that will be unfortunate, but we'll see. He'll probably be on 50. You know, Jeff Child.
Oh, girl. And then Rudy in the chat says only 2 men left in the game. I didn't even peep that.
The girls was linking up next episode, allegedly.
They were. It makes it feel like it's definitely not happening. No shade. Yep. But yeah, like 2 men left. You would think, and there's no shade. You know, a more women-dominated season, I'd be more seeded. But I'm not that seeded, I fear. I wish I was more seeded. But I also love the fact that we had like this Big Brother season. Now we have this season, and they're just more women-dominated. They're probably all gonna both end with a woman winner. Yeah. So that's really great. A lot of women have been winning the CBS shows ever since the diversity has changed.
What does that tell you? Let's get into these drafts, child. I got Rachel, the winner. I got Teeny. I'm not gagging. And I got Genevieve. Mother Vive.
You got 3 mothers.
I do have 3 mothers.
2 mothers and 1 parental figure.
Yeah. If Genevieve gets to the end, Genevieve could easily win. Rachel could easily win. And Teeny's edit is great for no reason. Yeah. So, I mean, I can have a reason to feel comfortable with all of them. Who you got, Lee?
Girl, Andy, I mean...
We just talked about him tonight.
I don't know. It's like I have no idea if he's going to win, if he's going to get cut at fire making. He's going to be a 0 vote finalist. He could be anything. What he needs to be is in my room by midnight. He could win something.
Not a threat.
It's a promise. Sam ain't winning. Sam also could win something in my room at midnight. Sue, girl. And sweet Caroline, child. I don't know what
Caroline your best bet.
I have Andy and Caroline. I think I only have faith in them, and I don't see them winning.
Hold on, I'm on camera.
So
you don't want me? Okay.
Oh look, M says in the chat, this is Pharaoh's year. This is Pharaoh's year, y'all. This is because he won with Chelsea in BB26, and now he's gonna win on Survivor. So I think the curse is fully broken, and I'm scared.
We gotta wait for the results because Caroline can sneak up or something, but we gotta wait for the results. And when we get them, and Miss Rachel wins or Miss Genevieve, it's over for you, Lee.
It's over.
You know who really broke that curse?
Who?
Elphaba. She was coming this year. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. We will be eating in many ways, many things actually. But be tuned in next week on Wednesday. We will be covering the next episode of Survivor, and then after that, it's the 2, I guess, final finale episode, the 2-hour episode. Anyway,
girl, y'all, we is not gonna be here all night with these hours. I cannot believe that both of those episodes are gonna be 2 hours fucking long.
Yeah. So we'll be here for those, and then of course we're doing the rest of the challenge. That's gonna last for the rest of the year. literally. So we'll be there for the challenge as well, and then we're also finishing up our BB rewind. So get into that or whatever. And that's it. Bye, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Mwah.